You think you're seeing the world as it is. But what if your mind already decided what to show you before you opened your eyes? Stay with us. There's a guided meditation at the end that might actually change what you see today. Here's the claim we're going to sit with. You can't actually see two worlds at the same time. There's the world filtered through some low-grade fear running in the background of your mind, and there's the world seen with some actual clarity. And whatever emotion is quietly humming underneath your thoughts right now is shaping every single thing you perceive. Like a lens you forgot you were wearing. The strange, almost unreasonable upshot of this is, if you change the internal state, the world you experience actually changes too. Not metaphorically. Functionally. Let's start with something small and familiar. You send an email to your manager on Monday morning. Nothing dramatic, asking for a small schedule change. You hit send. You move on. Or you think you move on. Because by 10 a.m., you've checked your inbox 4 times. By noon, your mind has quietly started writing a story. Maybe they're annoyed. Maybe this looked unprofessional. Maybe they've been thinking for a while that you're not as committed as the rest of the team. By 2 p.m. you're remembering the offhand comment they made in a meeting last week. And now it means something. By 4 p.m. you're rehearsing a defensive conversation in your head that has not happened and may never happen. Your shoulders are tight. You stop doing real work. Then at 5:15, the reply lands. Sorry. Crazy day, totally fine. No problem. And you exhale. And maybe you laugh a little. But notice what just happened. The email was neutral all along. For 8 hours, you lived inside a world your fear constructed entirely on its own. The walls of that world felt real. The stakes felt real. Your body believed it. And none of it was actually out there. This is the part most of us miss. We tend to think fear is a response, something that shows up after we see a threat. Threat. Then fear. Cause. Then effect. But on a day like the one I just described, that's not what happened. The fear was already running. The fear assembled the threat. The fear wrote the email your manager never sent. This is what the lesson is pointing to. Fear isn't a reaction to the world. Fear is a filter that puts the world together before you even look at it. Imagine you've been wearing tinted glasses for so long you've forgotten they're on your face. Every room you walk into is dyed that color. Every face looks slightly cooler, slightly more distant. Every conversation has that faint edge to it. And you might spend years arguing with yourself, or with other people, about whether the wall is really gray or really blue. Whether your manager is really annoyed or really fine. Whether your partner is really pulling away or really just tired. But here's the thing, until you take the glasses off, you're debating something you literally cannot see clearly. You're analyzing the tint as if it were the room. Fear is the tint, and we can't see the room in its true color while still insisting the glasses aren't there. So here's a question worth sitting with for a second. If the filter came off, even for a moment, what would you actually see? Not a perfect world. Not some glowing version of your life where nothing is hard. Just the actual situation. The email that was just an email. The silence that was just a silence. The coworker who wasn't thinking about you at all because they were thinking about their kid's dentist appointment. The partner who wasn't pulling away, just tired in a way you've been tired before. Most of what we react to during the day isn't the situation. It's the tint we've added to the situation. And the exhausting part isn't life itself. The exhausting part is defending against a version of life that our own mind generated. When you really see this, when you catch your mind doing it in real time, something shifts. You stop being so sure of your own readings. You start to wonder, quietly, how much of today is actually happening, and how much is being colored in by something I haven't noticed. Here's where the lesson gets sharper. You can't hold fear and clarity at the same time. One always cancels the other out. We try, though. We try constantly. We try to be a little anxious and also calm, a little defensive and also open, a little braced and also present. We carry two contradictory maps of the same territory and try to walk by both of them at once. And then we wonder why we're so tired. The relief in this lesson, and there is real relief here, is that we don't actually have to negotiate between these two ways of seeing. We don't have to find a delicate balance. The work is simpler than that, and also more honest. We just have to notice which one we're using right now, and, if we're willing, set the other one down. When we commit fully to one way of seeing, when we stop trying to keep one foot in fear just in case, a strange kind of relief arrives. It's the relief of finally putting down a map we didn't realize we were still holding. Daily life doesn't change. The emails still arrive. The schedule is still full, but the weight of it changes. The internal noise drops by half. This is where it becomes practical, because none of this matters in a calm moment. The test isn't whether you can see clearly when nothing is wrong. The test is whether you can notice the tint when something feels wrong. So here's the practice. And it's small. The next time something bothers you today, a text that didn't land right, a tone you didn't like, a silence that felt loaded, pause for one breath. And before you go into solving it, ask one quiet question. Which lens did I just reach for? That's it. You don't have to fix the situation. You don't have to talk yourself into being calm. You don't have to perform peace. You just have to notice that you reached for a particular pair of glasses, and that the world you're now seeing is colored by them. Most of the time, just noticing is enough. The tint loosens a little. The room comes back into focus. The story your fear was about to write loses its grip, and the situation, whatever it is, gets to be its actual size again, not the inflated, 8-hour version your mind was about to build. What the lesson is really offering us is not a new belief system. It's a kind of relief that we didn't know was available. The relief of not having to be right about every threat we imagined. The relief of not having to defend against the version of the day that hasn't actually happened. The relief of putting down one of the two maps and discovering we can walk just fine with the other. You don't have to fix every situation you encounter today. You only have to notice which lens you reached for. That's the whole practice. Everything else follows from that one small honesty. When you're ready, let's take this from your head into your body. The meditation that's coming next is short. It's quiet. It's just a few minutes of letting all of this settle into a place where words can't quite reach, where it actually begins to change how the rest of your day looks. Before we move into the meditation, if this is helping you, you're welcome to like the video and subscribe. It's a simple way to keep practicing together. Let's take a moment together. Find a position where your body can rest. Let your shoulders drop. Just a little. Let your jaw soften. You don't have to do anything here. Nothing to fix, nothing to figure out. Let your breath arrive on its own. Notice it without changing it. In and out. Notice that you're already breathing. You already were. Even when you forgot, now, gently, bring to mind whatever is sitting underneath today. Not the surface thoughts. The quiet feeling running in the background, whatever color it is. Whatever tint it has. Just notice it's there. You don't have to argue with it. You don't have to push it away. Just see it. Like noticing the glasses on your face for the first time in years. And now, gently, imagine setting them down. Just for a moment, not forever. Just for now. Feel what happens in your chest when you do. Feel what happens in your shoulders. In your hands, there's a quietness underneath the noise. It was always there. You don't have to build it. Rest here for a moment. Nothing is being asked of you. The day will still be there when you open your eyes. The emails. The schedule. The people you love, but you get to meet them from here. From this quieter place, from the room as it actually is, not the room your fear was about to color in. Let that be enough. Feel your breath, feel the weight of your body in the chair, on the floor, wherever you are. And when you're ready, let your eyes open. Slowly, gently, carry a little of this with you. You don't have to hold it tightly. It will be there when you need it. Welcome back. Thank you for spending this time in practice. A free digital ACIM resource is linked in the description if you'd like it. And if you wish, you're welcome to comment. I am grateful. Thank you for being here, for giving yourself these few minutes in the middle of everything else you're carrying. If today gets loud again, and it might, just remember you can notice the lens. That's all. That's enough. Be gentle with yourself today. We'll see you next time.